Here's 13 tips to use blue tape to make you more productive in the shop. Today we're talking blue tape. What's going on, guys? I'm Jody, this is Inspire Woodcraft, and today I've got some tips and some tricks, some that I've learned along the way, some that I've just recently found that I think are super neat, and I can't wait to utilize them in my shop. Either way, we've got tips and tricks to use blue masking tape in our shops to make us more productive. Now, as a reminder, links to some of our other videos and items we used in this video can be found in the description box down below. Here you'll also find links to other stuff like Patreon, where you can help support this channel so we can keep making awesome content, as well as where to find us on social media, our website, and contact info. Now, this first tip is the most easily recognizable, as I think we've all done this at one point or another. Take a piece of masking tape, wrap it around the end of the drill bit just far enough up for the depth of hole you want to drill. You make a little flag at the end there, and when the flag starts brushing away the wood chips, you know you've drilled your hole deep enough. This is a really good replacement for double-side paper tape. Take a piece of masking tape, make a loop out of it, sticky side out, and press it firmly down onto the back of a piece you want to, say, stick to your bench, like I'm doing. Flip it over, stick it down to the table, and it will not move, not permanently. This will work as an extra pair of hands to hold something steady so you can drill a hole or make a mark or whatever you need to do. Now, piggybacking on that, you can also use this technique at the bandsaw to make a zero clearance table instead of having to make a whole new insert. Now, this is going to let you make cuts at the bandsaw with minimal to no tear out, and it's also going to keep little pieces from falling down into that insert. Now, speaking of tear out, that brings us to our next tip, which is to prevent tear out at the miter saw or the table saw. Wrap a piece of blue tape around where you're going to cut, and it'll keep those fibers locked in. You can see on the end that I didn't versus the end that I did, and how much cleaner of a cut I got. I personally like to use masking tape to mark stuff out. I use it in the house a lot. Say I'm going to mount something to the wall. I don't want to draw on the wall. And the same goes with this. Lay a piece of tape down, make all your measurements so you're not drawing on the workpiece itself. And if you look closely, I actually have rolled up tape underneath there to keep this fastened to the table. Now I can put my drill where I need to go and drill down. No harm done to the piece itself. This next tip is one that I use all the time. I don't really see a lot of people using it though, so hopefully you guys can utilize this. So this is a 5-minute epoxy I'm just mixing up on here, and I'm gonna lift the tape right off of the table and use it as a squeeze tube to actually pour into the hole that I drilled. Now, anyone who has destroyed clamps over a period of time because of glue squeeze out getting all over the clamps will appreciate this. Take some masking tape. You can also use packing tape and put it down on the clamp on the areas where it's going to get glue squeeze out when you clamp up, say, a cutting board or something. The glue will stay off your clamps and onto the tape, prolonging the life of your clamps. Now, this is another one that we've probably all seen before, and that's using masking tape as a clamp itself. So this is a 90-degree corner that I want to create, so I'm going to put masking tape on the back side of that corner, and I'm actually going to up this by 1. Flipping it over, I'm actually going to line the inside of where that joint's going to come together with masking tape as well. And that's going to prevent glue from squeezing out and onto my project, which can be a real pain in the butt to sand or chisel out, and it can also cause stain issues if you were to go back and stain that. So we're just going to mask that off. Now you can see when I close the gap, the glue squeezes out over the tape. You can then wipe it out or come back and chisel it out later. And you can also use the blue tape itself to clamp that gap shut. Now this is a cool one that I plan on using quite a bit. And I just learned this from the Wood Whisperer himself. We're going to put a piece of tape on each one of these. We're going to put some CA glue down on one. We're going to use an accelerator on the other side. That's going to allow for a quicker bond. And we sandwich these two together and hold them for a couple seconds. And the two pieces stay together, but we're not harming the wood itself by putting an adhesive or a sticky residue on it. Now I had to use a chisel to gently pry these two apart, but what's great is the tape pops right off afterwards, and then we can just pull that off and throw it away, similar to double-sided tape. Now here I'm using masking tape on the router table to establish my start and stop points. And here's where I'm going to press down, and I'm actually running a groove into this wood. I'm going to go along, and when I get to my out mark, I'm going to lift up, and now I'll have a perfect groove right where I wanted it. Now this one is one that I use every day. This is the tape measure I normally use, and I take a piece of masking tape, I put it on the side of it, and I write my measurements down on there. So now when I get to the saw and make my cut, I know exactly what my measurements were, and I don't have to go back and forth because I personally can't retain anything. Anyways, that's a wrap, you guys. Hopefully some of you guys can use these tips. I know there's quite a few that I found recently that I'd never known before, and I'm sure there's plenty more, so let me know if you guys think I missed one, and maybe we'll do a round 2 down the road. As always, thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you guys in the next video.